Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. I'm Emmanuel. I'm currently in the typewriting for an Airbus aircraft, and in this video I want to show you a little bit about ECAM handling. So we're standing on the runway 27 at Bremen and we are going to experience an engine failure on takeoff. Now this video is more about the ECAM handling and QRH reading rather than, correct flying of the entire procedure. So just keep that in mind. Since we're sitting here in the single pilot cockpit, things are a little bit more complicated, and the focus of this video is on ECAM handling rather than flying. Okay then, so let's go ahead and take off and then see what's going to happen. Take off. Man flags 45, SAS runway, auto thrust blue. Thrust set. .100 knots. D1. Rotate. Positive climb, gear up. Uh-oh. Okay, pull heading. Let's add a little bit of trim. Normally you need something in the region about 15 to 18 units for an engine failure. It trims by 1 unit per second, so... Okay, that looks alright to me. Let's see if the autopilot works. Normally it should, and normally it is perfectly capable of flying. Okay, autopilot. Okay. Engine 1 fail. Let's see. We got low N1, low N2, and we do not have any fire indications. Okay. Airplane is under control, that's the fly part. The navigate is done, we are on heading, continuing on the runway heading, on the engine out sit. Then, ECAM actions. Okay, engine 1 fail. Engine mode selector, ignition. Ignition. Thrust lever 1, idle. Okay, thrust lever 1, confirm. Confirmed. Idle. Engine master 1, off. Engine master 1, confirm. Confirmed. Off. Okay, if damage or if no damage. I didn't hear any bang or so, but let's stop the ECAM actions here. Okay, push to level off. So the engine is secured now. We did those important things, and the next stuff is all about getting the engine, let's call it, restarted or properly shut down. So for that reason, engine is secure. Now we focus on flying the plane. Flaps 1. Speed checked. Flaps 1. Next up, we need to decide if we have damage or no damage, and that is something that we can take care of when the airplane is properly cleaned up. If there is no damage, then we can consider an engine relight, and that has to be done out of the QRH. There is no ECAM procedure for the engine relight. So that's what we are going to do next. Also, small little trick there, if you use the track FPA mode of the flight director, then you can simply align it with your runway track for your engine out operation, and that is really all you need to do. On another small note here, normally we would use the secondary flight plan to fly our engine out sit. However, there is an issue in the Phoenix that kind of takes the logic of the airplane out of the engine out logic if the secondary is activated. For that reason, I'm not using it in this video. Another quick point here, you can go to toga anytime you want to. However, the question is, do you need to? And looking into the current situation, acceleration is slow. However, it is happening. For that reason, we don't really need toga thrust at the moment. Another thing to take into consideration, as you accelerate, the rudders become more effective. So you can see the beta target up here used to be centered when I engaged the autopilot. Now it's kind of getting off. The autopilot is able to handle the rudder trim on the Airbus aircraft, so you don't need to worry. Normally it should trim itself out. Okay, flap 0. Speed check, flap 0. So we let it accelerate to the green dot speed now, and when that is reached, we settle the airplane in the climb and then continue with the procedures. Also, let's set 3,000 feet, that's when we need for the engine out. Okay. So we're about to reach green dot. Open climb. Lever MCT is flashing, so we put the other thrust lever for a short while into climb and then back in MCT. Like so. Okay, thrust MCT. 1000 to go. Continue ECAM. Okay, if damage or if no damage. Well, I don't see any damage there. There was no loud bang or anything the likes. I'd say it's no damage. Okay, engine 1 relight consider. Okay, let's continue. Clear engine 1. Clear engine 1. Okay, engine 1 shut down. If no fuel leak, imbalance monitor. Okay, we'll do that. TCAS mode selected, TA. Okay, that's the TCAS mode selected, TA. Clear engine 1. Clear engine 1. Air, pack 2, off. Okay, speed alt star. Now the pack 2 over here is something, yes, that is showing at the moment, but always take a moment to analyze if everything the ECAM tells you is really, well, not correct in the true sense, but more like correct in terms of why is it there. Remember, we took off with the packs off for that reason. Obviously, we are getting the packs off indication. So we can turn them back on since we're in MCT now. Pretty much like so. And you can see that can clear ECAM things as well. So just something for you to keep in mind. Okay, so land ASAP in amber, air bleed. So on the bleed, engine number 1 is off. So those indications make sense. Clear bleed, clear bleed. ELAC, generator 1 is off, galley shat. Okay, that's associated with a failure. Clear ELAC, clear ELAC. Status, stop ECAM. So when we reach the status page, that is always the moment where we are going to check 3 things. Number 1, is there any normal procedures we have to do? Well, there is no more after takeoff checklist. However, we can still run our flow and check flaps up, spoil is disarmed, landing gear up, and the lights are off with the packs on. Okay, perfect. Then, is there any computer reset we can do before going into the status page? Maybe a computer reset could clear the problem. Well, not in case of an engine failure, but in many other cases there is. And you'll find a list in the QRH with all the possible computer resets that you're allowed to do. And the last thing, engine relight. So, can we do an engine relight? Yes, we can. There is nothing against that. Okay. I'm just about going to make sure that we don't fly too far from the aircraft, so I'm going to make a 180-degree left turn over here. Okay, so we can do an engine relight. Now, as the status page tells us over there as well, consider engine 1 relight if no damage. We don't have damage, so we consider that. And we are not going to get an ECAM procedure for it. For that reason, we need to go into the QRH and have a look in the procedure over there. And here it is. So that's the engine relight in-flight checklist. Normally there is a start envelope shown there as well. For today's reason I did remove it due to copyright. So all that we need to think of is how to actually do it, and we can read it directly from the checklist. As all the non-normal checklists, it is a read and do checklist, so you don't need to worry about any of that. Okay, so let's go ahead with the engine relight in-flight checklist. Engine master, engine number 1, off. Okay, that's engine number 1, off. Thrust lever, engine number 1, idle. Engine number 1, idle. Engine mode selector, ignition. Ignition. Cross bleed, open. Air, cross bleed, open. Wing anti-ice for starter assisted, off. Off. We are going to do starter assisted start today. Okay, let's read ahead a little bit before we continue. So, engine master number 1 on, engine parameters N2 and EGT monitor. Note, engine light up should be achieved within 30 seconds after fuel flow increase. Automatic start abort is not available. When the engine reaches idle, we are going to put the engine mode selector back to normal, TCAS mode selector Tara, cross bleed auto, affected systems restore. If no relight, engine master affected, engine off. And that's the engine relight checklist. So, let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to grab myself the engine page over here, because I want to be able to see my secondary parameters. Okay, engine master, engine number 1, on. On. Engine parameters, N2 and EGT monitor, so N2 is increasing. EGT is still decreasing for now, but let's keep an eye on it. We do have fuel flow increase, so that was at about 11 minutes, so at 11:30 we need to have EGT light up. The N2 is coming up, but EGT is not. That doesn't look good. Okay, engine 1, low oil pressure. Okay, ECAM actions. If oil pressure below 13 psi, it is engine 1 master off. Okay, engine 1 master confirmed, number 1 confirmed, off. Okay, so that much about our engine start. And with that, we have no relight, and the checklist is already complete. Do note it was quite interesting. We did have N1 and N2 increasing, but no EGT. I don't see how that should be possible, so that we just consider that a bug and ignore that for now. Okay. With that, we have one more ECAM, engine 1 shutdown, if no fuel leak, imbalance, monitor. Okay, so let's get rid of the engine page. Okay, so fuel imbalance, let's give that a look. And yeah, we have like 700 kilos more used on the right hand side, which does make sense, so I do not suspect a fuel leak here. Clear engine 1, clear engine 1. Okay, land air sub, still amber, air bleed, that's the number 1 side, and that's associated with the malfunction. Clear bleed, clear bleed. ELEC, generator 1 is offline, generator 2 is taking over. Makes sense? Yep. Clear ELEC, clear ELEC. Status. Okay. So that's pretty much all we could check on that topic. And since the engine relight was not successful, now we can go ahead and read our status page. So, continue ECAM. 1 pack only if wing anti-ice on. Cat 3 single only. Inoperative systems, Cat 3 dual, engine 1 bleed, main galley, generator 1. Remove status, remove status. ECAM actions complete. Alright, and that's it. Now, that status page was a little interesting. There should be some more information on here, like for example, if icing conditions exist, etc. So, seems like something isn't quite working the way it should over there. And I don't know why my MCD returned to the main screen. It shouldn't do that, but that's it. Alright, and that pretty much completes our ECAM procedures. So from here, normally the thing would tell us prepare flap 3 landing and do the landing distance procedure and all the lovely stuff like that. But that would once again point to the QRH, and I have shown you already how we'd read a QRH checklist. So that's going to conclude this video. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. I sure hope you found this one interesting. If you did, do let me know in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching. I'm looking forward to see you all again on the next one. If you liked the video, leave a like, comment to let me know what you think of it, and finally, if you are up for more, then subscribe to the channel. If you really love what I'm doing, I would appreciate a small donation through the Buy Me Coffee link in the video description below. And in the meantime, thank you very much for watching, and I see you all again on the next one.